Let's take a walk in the back country. That's what I call when I have to trail beat through this area, or through any area like this. This is what you gotta attend to. You don't know what's in front of you. You just have to trust your instincts. Yeah, I do a lot for bottles. Sometimes the bottles are what the least important thing. Turns out in the end, and the most important thing is survival. I was here before one time and talked about, I might have even been in this very spot, about little strawberries, and they're blooming right there. They're the ones. Let's see how small they are. They're edible. Good for turtles, that's about it. Well, I'm going to go a little further here to show you exactly what happens when you decide to hit the wilderness. And I have high boots on, rubber boots. For the snake does try to bite me, it won't get too far unless it's one of those timber rattlers or something, which I doubt I'll find any here. But at any rate, this looks like a good place to leave you. I'm keep on going. Bye. Well, I'm out on the swamps and I'm coming up with marbles. I found one already. Actually, I found two. And I just found these three. I'm in a marble patch. That's pretty cool considering there's nothing else here. But that's good. I'll buy it. I just have to show this because I've already come up with at least a dozen of these marbles. This is just a few of them that I've been able to get out of the mud here. And it's just unbelievable how many marbles there is in this dump. And they're all like from the 40s. They're not in the greatest shape. Some are nice. That one is nice. Blue and red swirl. A lot of these have a lot of play wear on them, but hey, I'm happy with it. I might even find more. It's a marble day for me. So here you go. Marbles. I just want to do a short little video about some of the marbles I found the other day when I was out looking for them. And there's a place I'm lucky enough to find quite a number of them. And the mystery about these little glass jewels here is the fact that there were many glass companies that put out marbles. There were at least a dozen that just specialized in marbles. Now these particular ones here were found in an area that a dump that was put there in the early 50s, from 50, I'd say from 49 to about 55, 56. And so all these marbles here would fall under probably the big three that I call them. And that would have been Acro, Vitro, and Christensen. And probably later on would be Alley. Alley's, which was the Alley brothers. They produced marbles also starting in 1929. Christensen's started in 1925, and I think they only ran till 2026 or 27. They went out of business pretty early. And the old timer in the business is the Acro Agate Company, and the Alley brothers supposedly worked in that place. Christiansens and Vitros, and almost all of them made pretty much the same style marbles. They were all machine-made marbles, most of them, so they all had a characteristic that experts can tell. But if you look at these marbles here, you'll see that they're also different sizes, and I find that in the South here, peewees were pretty popular. If you live in marble country, which would run along the Ohio River, the Midwest, Ohio was a big marble state. West Virginia was probably the biggest producers of marbles. You'll find a bigger variety of different manufacturers, but nationally, the big three, Vitros, Acros, and Christiansens, and maybe Alleys, although they weren't that well put out in the South. These marbles here were probably the mass-produced. A lot of them probably came out of Chinese checkers, and you'll see the sizes are different. Here you'll have a very tiny marble. That's a peewee, and then you'll have your standard size marble, which I would say here, and you'll see the difference right there. And again, like I said, I don't really can't identify marbles from one to the other too much. I might say that this is a Vitro. It's old, it's beat up, but it has that 3-color swirl to it. This one here could have been, it's a minier, it could be an Acro. We don't know. I don't know, but somebody out there probably can. This easily could be a Christiansen, and it also could be an Acro. It has a flame sort of design and has a blue, opaque blue, which is an odd one, though I find this combination pretty much the same. But as you can see, there's a wide variety of sizes and color and design, and like I said, there's hundreds of companies that came and went. Marble King is still around. They're pretty common. There's no Marble Kings that I believe are here, but they look more like this kind of marble, a white base with a patch. And so anyway, I wanted to show you all the marbles I found pretty much within an hour or and a half, and looking for them, and I got lucky to find a spot where there's a whole bunch of them. So there we have the marbles all cleaned up, from peewees to standard shooters, all from, I'd say, from the late 1930s to the early 1950s. Thanks for watching. Bye. I went for a walk yesterday, and I decided to make it productive. I need to walk around to keep me from pain, and the more exercise I do, the better I feel about it. So, but might as well, you know, incorporate when I can the possibility of finding things that are fun for me, being a treasure hunter, or, you know, bottle collector. And there's places that you might be able to get lucky and find some cool things. And though they may not be old, I still like to find this stuff. It's really the thrill of the hunt. And of course, this stuff isn't new. What I look for has to be at least as old as me or older, and I'm 72, so just to tell you the truth. Anyway, I went out and I looked around for some stuff just for the heck of it, and I took a walk, and I might even throw that in a video, I don't know. But at any rate, Miranda, What is it? Go. You know you don't want to be on video. So go ahead. I found some bottles, and they're mostly giveaways, really, to be honest with you. I really don't have any use for any of this stuff, really. It's a lot of fun to find, but most of it to me isn't collectible, as I always reiterate that. But some things I like to find and do some research. I might not be really interested in the bottle, but I am curious about who made it and how old it is. So I found two bottles here in particular that caught my interest. The first one is the baby, a little baby toy baby bottle. This is made by a toy company called Ansco, and that stands for American Metal Specialties Corporation. And it's been around since at least the 50s. So this bottle was found in a dump from the 50s. So it is about average with the age. And Ansco was a company that made metal toys, and they were having a hard time. Well, along came a guy called Dudley Bloom, a marketing dude who was big into business, a big businessman, and he got into marketing. And his company decided to send him off to an acquisition. They acquired Amsco Toy Corporation that was having a hard time. Well, this guy, by coming up with an idea, with an idea to get the company back on its feet, decided to use marketing in its realistic toy manufacturing. So he shifted gears here and turned this company from a tin toy, just a plain tin toy manufacturer, to a manufacturer of realistic play toys that you could actually role play with. So he is the father, really, of the full-size kitchen sets that you remember in the 50s and 60s, and tools, toy tools, anything you could think of, plus, toys for toys. If you bought a doll, the doll came with a baby bottle, it came with brushes to brush its hair, came with a bottle that actually had milk in it, and if you turned it upside down, the milk would disappear. He stuck it in the baby doll's mouth. It was magic, and it really brought this company around in the late 50s and early 60s, all the way up until the 70s. Amsco was a big player in the toy manufacturing company. They were sold to another company in, I think they said in 1962. Somebody else picked them up, another big corporation, and Bloom left at that point, and Amsco went into obscurity. They're still around, I think, under another name, but this little guy is a collectible. This is a Dolly toy bottle, milk bottle, and you could, has it sort of realistic in a way, because it really is made as a real baby bottle would be made. Some people think it's a medicine bottle when they see these ridges here, but no, that's just good old Dudley pushing his realistic toy manufacturing to the limit. The other bottle that I could find information in is this one right here. It's a pretty bottle. I know somebody would really like it because of the color, this icy blue color. And it's a Stefan hair tonic bottle. Stefan goes all the way back to the 1890, I think, 1897, I think. And they are a barber supply company. As a matter of fact, all the barber shops. So Stefan was a men's hair product company, and they supplied barbershops with dandruff cures and hair tonics and hair oil. And this is one that was a dandruff or a hair product for men. 1950, roughly 1952, 53, and beautiful looking bottle. And interesting to know that, and by the way, Stefan is still around, and you'd spell it STEPHANS, Stefans, and it's still around and it's still producing hair tonic and stuff of that nature. The other things I did find, and I went specifically for the purpose of finding marbles, and I did. I found some marbles. That place has a lot of marbles, more than most dumps that I go to have, and a lot of toys. This is here a typical 1950s. He was riding on a horse. I had a bigger version when I was a kid. I had a larger version of this dude, and this arm is broken off, and I guess it moved up and down. Mine, both hands were on his belt. He would be sitting on his horse, and typical design. A baby's leg. I'm going to put that in a jar to make it interesting. And these marbles. Here's a perfect cat's eye, blue cat's eye. Here's a little West Virginia swirl, I call them. We don't know who made these marbles. And we have one here. This is a marble, but it is the smallest marble I've ever seen. I don't think it's not metal. It's glass or stone, but it's awful tiny. And this one here's a bead. This is a faceted bead. It's not really a marble. But so that's when I went out and became productive. Everything else here is just things I'm going to give away. I mean, I have people who love these little bottles, and you know, they're little, and I'm going to put labels on some of these. You know, I have labels printed out, and you just put them on things that are appropriate. Like this is probably a perfume bottle, and so I'll find a perfume. This is a medicine bottle, and I will put a, you know, tintric of something on it. I don't know what. This one still has a dropper on it. So this is either an ear ointment or a mercurochrome or something antiseptic. The green bottle, I don't know. There's a Duraglass. It says that right on there, and you know, Duraglass, and really, and it's a 1955 version. This was an olive oil or something, and of course a blue bromo. I don't know what the heck that noise is, but there you go. I took a walk. Oh, ashtrays. These are relics. You don't see ashtrays sold any longer that I know of, unless you go to a tobacco store. But that specialty item. This is a beautiful little green one, and this big one, this boat size one, that was also amongst the relics that I found. Well, hope to see you again next time. I might go out. The weather's been holding off pretty nicely, so I might go out one more time again to see what I can find. In the meantime, have a lot of fun. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Have a beautiful day. Bye.